So I request we be a different parliament. We are new. We remain vigilant and enthusiastic as we are. Leader of Opposition.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want to begin by giving some credit because I might have opportunities to complain and quarrel. So let me begin by giving some credit. Honorable Speaker, when we were last here, you were not the one presiding. I raised several issues, but two among them was the question of medical interns, because there was a government policy coming through to review that, so that medical interns don't get the facilitation that they have hitherto been getting over the years. And I thought that was problematic. I also raised the question of some persons that had been abducted. The Vice President was present and the Prime Minister. Specifically, the Vice President said there's going to be follow-up on these issues. I did see correspondence. I received correspondence in my office from the Government Chief Whip. She wrote to the relevant ministers saying these issues have been raised. Please do follow up because Parliament will require a response. Right, Honourable Speaker, I thought that was a very good thing, because it's not been happening, at least in the past. Never would I get feedback that the issues we have raised are being followed up on. So I want to appreciate the Government Chief Whip for that correspondence. Now that you have clapped, I will be asking her, okay, now where are the responses? At least the correspondence came through, and I do appreciate that. I hope it continues to happen, so that when we raise issues, government takes them serious to the extent that it shows we are following up. Then we can bank on that to say where and how far have you gone with the follow-up. So Government Chief Whip, please keep that up. So now I want to ask, where is the response? I hope that that response comes through, because the Vice President promised us that Cabinet is going to sit and review this policy on medical interns. I got calls from some of them. They are meant to report either this week or next, thereabout, for their deployment. So they are still stuck. They don't know, will the facilitation come so they can get where to rent, plan, feeding, transport, and so on. I think it would be good that we get that response as well. The other, one of those issues that I raised was on the colleague, Honorable Margaret Etilu, the Amuria woman MP. Again, days later, she was released. And really, it wasn't just my voice. There were several voices in different fora that did come through, and our colleague was released. I interacted with her. It's good that she was released eventually, because in the first place, she should never have been detained that way, especially without the family knowing and so on. So we hope that now we can get feedback on the others. The other name that I raised was somebody called Christopher Godi, also known as King Zale. The Government Chief Whip captured that name. It's coming to 3 months. The family of that young man does not know his whereabouts. Lawyers are looking for him all over the place, and it is not known where he is. We need to stop these violations of the law, colleagues. So if the state is interested in anybody, and the state, as you have noticed, nowadays can pick on anyone of us. They pick interest in you, and so you have got to answer. So that can happen to any of us. But what we are saying, let the state do that within the law. Somebody should be arrested as prescribed by the law, and then taken to court. But if coming to 3 months, this young man was picked up by the military from Kamoja. So we don't know what's happening. You know, even those of us that would want to go to court and say, okay, let's defend him, but where do you start from? So I think that these people have got to be accounted for, and that we change, that we begin to follow the law as it does prescribe. And Right Honourable Speaker, let me now even add to that. For a long time, people have been asking for a young man called Sam Mugumya. He's not even young anymore, by the way. Sam Mugumya was also detained, and for several months, he has not been produced in any court of law. Why? Because if he is meant to answer to certain charges, produce him in court. Another gentleman, Right Honorable Speaker, is a gentleman called Amos Ruangomani, who was detained in August of 2025. Again, his family has been looking for his whereabouts. Why doesn't the state produce these people in courts of law? So that they also have a chance to defend themselves. Because government, when you want to prefer charges against somebody, and it's possible somebody could have committed an offense, but give them chance to defend themselves. How? In a court of law. Can we ensure that we get to do these things?
Lord, can we conclude?
As I do wrap up, Right Honorable Speaker, again I want to implore government. There's been a lot of talk to begin disregarding bail for certain prisoners. I hope that especially the legal minds in government will advise against this. Bail, application for bail is a legal right in our constitution. Let us not scrap it. Let us not even think about that, because Article 28(3) of our constitution, the presumption of innocence, that's why somebody can show up in court and say, okay, now that I am innocent until court determines otherwise, let me be tried as I come from home. But if government now begins to moot the idea to say, for certain offenses we should scrap bail, you are judging this person guilty before court does. I really hope that colleagues in government will advise against this matter, because as we have seen now, any of us is a potential client for court and jail. So if you're produced in court tomorrow, you also want to exercise that right to say, let me apply for bail. But if they're saying, no, let's scrap it, all of us will be sufferers. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the media has been awash, and we saw government repatriating some Ugandans from South Africa. I think it would be good that government gives us an update. What's happening with that situation? And as I have said, it's good that some of these have been repatriated. Of course, there are many more. Some actually died, unfortunately. There are many more that are still stuck in South Africa. So we are saying, good, some have been brought back. But there's many more that are stuck in South Africa. What's happening around that situation? Also, how are we going to deal with the diplomatic relations between us and South Africa? Because, Right Honorable Speaker, I have seen some government officials in South Africa, including some ministers, there's a minister who said, okay, we don't agree that these people get to be beaten, but why don't they go back to their countries?
Honorable,
in essence, you're saying we should do everything we can to throw them out.
Honorable,
can government talk to us about this issue? Rastaman wants to give some information with your permission, sir.
Just wait, Honorable Musira, and I briefed you. The acting Minister for Foreign Affairs has been given space tomorrow on the order paper to bring a statement on this issue. Okay? And we shall be able to debate it so that all of you who want to contribute on the same can be picked. Okay? Honorable Songo, procedure matter.
When we are handling these matters, we must look at Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which caters for the Bill of Rights. Article 51, 52, 53, 54 put in place the Human Rights Commission. And where government fails to act, it is the duty of the Human Rights Commission to come out. And what is happening now, the Human Rights Commission is awash in the daily papers, bickering.
What's your
fighting.
Procedure matter, Honorable?
Mr. Speaker, yeah, I'm raising procedure matter, and I'm coming to it. So with this bickering and the remedy to all these challenges, we need to say, okay, procedure okay, that whoever is coming back to report on what the leader of officer stated, we need to know what exactly is happening in the Human Rights Commission. Otherwise, speaking, I don't think we have anything happening in that commission. People are fighting each other, and it's painful, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
It's painful. Governments must come out directly to tell us what's happening. And the Attorney General is here. He knows the role and duties of the Human Rights Commission by the Constitution. Where is the Attorney General?
But let's, no, Honorable colleague, I'm not inviting you back on the floor. I got your point, okay, though it wasn't procedural in nature, because that's why I was asking if they've responded, whether it's you or it's the lead of government business, government side you can. From Mukono. Yes, isn't he? Honorable Maseluka.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Just to be very
from
clear.
The Dog clan. Okay.
For purposes of record and clarity, I am Maseluka Robert, a Muganda.
Oh.
Mbwa clan.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. For the recent past, I've tried so much to hold this microphone and to catch the speaker's eye. For some reason, I thought it is on account of age that I'm not given a chance. I want to thank you so much. My procedure issue is in Rules of Procedure, Rule 26. Rule 26.1, the Speaker shall determine the order of business of the House and shall give priority to government business. Right Honorable Speaker, as I was seated here, I felt like there is some kind of contempt on your powers. You very well directed that the first seats are for ministers of government and this side for shadow ministers. As I still look around, if my vision serves me right, I still see members who are not members of the shadow cabinet still taking the rights of even the little that we have as shadow ministers. I would request, Right Honorable Speaker, that you guide.
Now, Honorable, I'm sorry. You see, you have raised issues which are under Rule 9. Because business of the House is totally different from a sitting arrangement. And we had talked about it earlier. But I really appreciate what you've talked about. So please do what the Honorable, who has found you in contempt of my directive, has reminded me. If you are in contempt of my directive, please you take your seat in the right place, as Honorable Maseluka guided. Honorable colleagues, I request you don't need to do it now. You just do quietly, okay? Yeah. You can stand up as if you're walking out to use, and then you don't return to that seat. You go to another one, okay? We can find a way, a honorable way, okay? Honorable, what's your matter?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My name is Rufina Cheutich from Karamoja, representing the people of Amdat. Right Honorable Speaker, according to the Rule of Procedures, Rule 56, subsection 1, I wish to raise a matter of national importance on insecurity between the community.
Honorable colleagues, please. Fine. Thank you. Matters of national importance, honorable colleagues. I'll start with Honorable Achom Joan Alobo. Honorable Kaziruka, what's but honorable colleagues, just let me first put it this way, okay? We are coming at 3 p.m. We haven't started on the order paper. And we have substantive issues on the order paper. I would want to beg for your indulgence that whatever issues we might be having, we can live with them. We first do some business, okay? And then after we can come later. Yeah. So let me pick Honorable Joan Alobo. I'll pick 5 matters of national importance. 1 minute, the response 1 minute.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise on a matter which is on the issue of recruitment by a recruit recruitment company. There are 3 young men on 18th October 2025 who traveled to Thailand in the names of getting jobs through recruit recruitment company. On reaching Thailand, they were communicating with their parents, and from nowhere communication was cut, and these men are Mr. Chisache Amon and Musaija David, and then Mr. Kusima Samuel. By January 5th, the family petitioned the Criminal Investigations Directorate, and up to date, they have not been given any information. When the family got into detail, they got to realize that these 3 young men have been in prison in Thailand and have been detained at Chantaburi Provincial Prison in Thailand under registration number 089-2026. I want to ask the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development to explain the measures the government has taken regarding this issue and the welfare of those men since the report was made, and then also ask
Minister for Gender. No, you see, honorable colleagues, how you bring your matter. When you talk of recruitment agencies and all that, so I go to gender, it's the one which regulates.
Thank you, Right Honorable. I just wanted to take responsibility since I've been in this docket before, and I want to let you know that there's been a very serious issue in Thailand where Ugandans are being trafficked. Thailand is not one of our countries where we have bilateral agreements in terms of externalization of labor. So Ugandans go through Kenya and then they end up being trafficked in those other countries. But according to the records, we have been working out together before I left the ministry with International Organizations for Migration, that's IOM. All the boys and the girls who have been there, apart from a few, we cannot locate them completely, but they're still tracing through the Ministry of Interior of Thailand. They are going to repatriate them through IOM. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister for Gender, do you have any additional information? Or you're going for up on this? We have a minister responsible for gender in the House. I can see around 2 of them.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Anyakon volunteered because she has been there. Yeah. The Minister for Gender will be notified to come and make a statement in that regard.
So, Clerk, I don't know whether you did what we usually do, because when we get this matter, colleagues, let me guide you on matters of national importance. You bring them to the office of the presiding officer, with the speaker, and then they guide you. For example, I can see here they wrote many matters. Now, on a matter of national importance, if you're bringing an issue to do with like climate change, that's not a matter which is urgent. So these are very urgent matters. Do you have a problem of a bridge in your area and people are not going to school? Do you have, and then we have Prime Minister's time where the Prime Minister now can answer in detail. There are questions which require very detailed answers after wide consultations. That's how you will get quality answers. I don't want us to just raise an issue here. It goes on record. I raised it in Parliament, but then your people are not helped. So I would want us to be guided that way. So many people who are here, I've read through your matters. I will not be able to pick you because they are not urgent in nature. So Minister for Gender, indeed, follow up on this matter and ensure. No, on what point, Honorable Nsamba?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for moving that direction. But I just want to plead with the responses we get here. We need actions taken so that when the ministers come back, they don't come back with statements. They should come back and tell us that this is what we did about this matter. For example, this matter of the people who are arrested in Thailand. We need the minister to come back and say, these Ugandans were rescued, instead of coming up with long statements of other statements. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
But now, Honourable, that's why my guidance helps. Because this is the question you have just asked now. And for questions, if colleagues, we are going to be saying that the minister come back and report back, you shall have an order paper that is clogged. You will have a parliament that has pending questions. So I would want us, a question which you feel an answer cannot be gotten direct on the floor, you need to write either to the minister or to the prime minister, because for them they'll come giving action. Okay? Yeah. So Honorable Okero Patrick Onguti. Yes, Honorable.
Right Honourable Speaker, I'm Patrick Okelo Onguri, the Member of Parliament representing the people of Aswa County in Gulu District. I rise under Rule 56.
Honourable, I've already given you an opportunity.
Yes.
You're wasting your time.
Yes. We are aware that we are having election of the LCs coming up. And the challenge we have from the information we have gathered, there is a challenge with the definition of residence of a village. What is happening, you find a school or students who are of voting ages are being registered to participate in the LC election. And we think that, we pray that the Minister for Local Government is here. Please guide us. An institution, there's an institution in school, is not necessarily a place. Two, there is a concern within the same docket where the time for election is not being harmonized. We pray that the local government, together with the Ministry of the Electoral Commission, comes up with a clear guide so that voting takes place at the same time to reduce on the risk of mismanagement of the election exercise.
So, colleagues, I know Honorable Narima had the matter rated and what. I think it would be important for the Minister of Local Government to bring a statement on the elections for LOC and women councils. I think, Honorable Baram, you think you can have it tomorrow or Thursday, so that we capture all our issues. Even me, I'm not yet well appraised.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Thank you, Right Honourable Chair. I would like to inform the honourable colleagues that elections are scheduled to take place on 28th of July, 2026. LOC 1 chairpersons. LOC 2 will be on 10th August. Currently, we are doing verification between the 6th and 10th, verification of residents.
Did you I requested?
We shall
Do you think it's important you bring a statement?
I'll bring a statement, a full statement.
When? And you can have all these details.
We can have it tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
We can
tomorrow
have it
you have space on the order paper.
Thank you.
And then we shall debate and capture all your issues, honorable colleagues. Yes, the honorable from Amdat, Manempi Amdat.
Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for reconsidering the new members. I'm really humbled. My name is Rufina Cheutich, woman MP for Amda District. I want to raise a rule of procedures, Rule 56. One, about I wish to raise a matter of national importance on insecurity between the Pokot people and the Pianupe Game Reserve. Right now, Honorable Speaker, there are rules and regulations that were put to guide and bring coexistence between the community and the park. The rule is, during wet season, the animals of the community graze outside the park. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, because of the climate change, seasons have changed too.
Please switch on.
They are not wet seasons. The order of the day has become the arresting of the people and impounding of the animals. This is very sad, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I'm calling upon the Ministry of Wildlife and Tourism. This is very urgent. It is very critical. My people are suffering. All the time we get calls over this. Sir, work over this. I had written a letter to the President through the Speaker. Please make a follow-up. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Government.
Right Honorable Speaker, this issue was brought to our attention and the Minister for Tourism is scheduled to go there next week on Monday to address the issue.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, I want to give a quick guidance. Now, matters of national importance are part of the Speaker's communication. So don't refer to any rule. Let us save time. When you refer to Rule 56, which talks about matters of urgent importance, then you are taking yourself through a procedure because it must be in writing. You must bring it by 11 a.m. on the day. You must first have my permission. You know the procedure is wrong. So we usually bring this window of matters of national importance through our communication so that you are able to raise very, very urgent issues. Honorable Bigarose, then Honorable Kitio.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I congratulate you for chairing us again. I was so anxious because I know you manage time well, and we shall be there soon. Right Honorable Speaker, we have lost a lot of crops to the drought. The farmers, is it possible to have Ministry of Agriculture to give us seeds of maize, soybeans, sunflower beans? I'm kindly begging on behalf of the people of Terego who have almost lost all their crops. Thank you.
Now, leader of government business, there is something which I would want to request. This is a free forum for government, okay, to announce to the country or to communicate to the country on very critical matters where the representatives can even add value in whatever you've done. So I request that the ministers are able to look at the critical issues in the country and see how they can update the country through this forum. A very good example. We have this drought. Today I've received many questions. Members are raising questions on the drought. But now, for a question on drought, and Honorable P.O. Achut had also raised the same, it's not a matter which a minister can answer in 2 minutes. If we could get a statement on the drought situation in the country and how the public maybe can prepare or interventions by government, it would be helpful to, for the whole country. So generally, but on this, the Minister for Environment is here. So, but other matters, read of government business also. In fact, we had agreed with the President last time. The President had proposed that whenever the President meets presiding officers on several occasions, one branch meeting the other. Okay? I saw Mwiru, Honorable Mwiru, trying to say, do you meet conspire? No. One branch of government meeting the other. He had proposed that whenever government, whenever cabinet, whenever you meet as cabinet, you should always extract business on which you update the country in terms of critical things you feel should come out to the country from cabinet. So would be grateful. Honorable Minister for Environment.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And once more, I congratulate you and the honorable members for making it to the 12th Parliament. Right Honourable Speaker, before we were sworn in, my permanent secretary gave a forecast, which we normally do periodically, to the country, indicating what period we shall have rains and drought, and even we guided what precautions as citizens we need to take. And that was quite some time ago. I just wish you could put us on the order paper, Right Honourable Speaker, and we give an update as per now, because others even asking, is it the rain season that we are now able to start planting? Others have forgotten what we had given earlier. So, if you give us as a ministry the opportunity on the order paper, we shall be glad to update the country about the weather situation as per now. Asante sana.
Thank you. Honorable ministers, you know, we are always comfortable to give you space on the order paper when you bring the statement. I don't want to give space on the order paper when there is no statement. So I request that you submit. Yes, you submit it to the clerk. And by the way, you don't need to request. We are here to process government business. So just for you, always do your statement. When you submit it to us, we shall always get for you space on the order paper. Honorable Sarah Kitio, then I conclude.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, and I also join my colleagues to congratulate you. Right Honourable Speaker, I raised on the matter of the national importance. In Masaka District, Bukoto East, we have a road called Buzirango, Bwajja, Kabasese. This road, it is supposed to be a district road. It serves over 8 villages. There are no schools across. All children, both primary and secondary, have to cross this side of the area for schools, hospitals, and everything. Impossible. We've been buying boats for those communities, packed, and they'll get spoiled. And it's like every rainy season, we have no option but to buy boats, which boats cannot serve the students and then serve the communities. I therefore request that that road be considered to be given at least a flyover for the students in particular, because when it rains they cannot cross.
Honourable Minister for Work. Now, honourable colleagues, I want to guide you. When the microphone goes off, you know it's automatic. Don't switch it on without permission of the presiding officer. Honourable Minister for Works.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. One, I feel sorry for our people there, yet we are supposed to help them to access schools. And also on that note, I would request the honourable colleague, since she mentioned that the road is for the district, to raise with the chairman and the cow. They give us a council minute, we take that road, but for a minute time, I will get in touch with her. We see what the ministry can do, so that we rescue those people. But as we wait for the other longer term, they should submit officially with a minute from the council. Then we take it up from the district and we manage it centrally. Thank you.
Honorable Arenyo.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I join all the other colleagues in congratulating you upon your election. I raised up on the issue of the land of the Jonam, east of Pakwach. Honourable Speaker, the other day I rose up on this matter. But just yesterday, there is a team